I used to spend 3 hours editing a single reel. Captions, sound design, zoom in, zoom outs, all of it done by hand. Now I get all of that done in like 15 minutes. Not because I even got faster, but I just stopped doing it myself. So here's my exact workflow. The boring, repetitive parts of editing, they don't actually make your video better. They just make you slower. So I've been using AI to not remove my creative decisions, but just handle the really tedious ones. And with this approach, you actually have more time to put into the things that genuinely matter, like the story, the pacing, and ultimately the video, making the viewer feel something. The tool I use to get this done is Submagic. Now, full transparency, they're sponsoring today's video, but this is a tool I've been paying for myself for like over a year now, so this was already a video I was planning to make. You might have seen this reel that I posted recently. It did 15,000 plus views on socials. People really liked it, and I made it in Submagic. So let me show you how I do it. So I usually start by getting a rough cut done in Premiere. Yes, even though we're going to be using Submagic and AI for this, I still do my rough cuts manually in Premiere. The only reason for that is A, I'm super quick, and then also B, I can add L cuts and a couple different small details that really piece a boring talking head clip together. But as soon as I've done my rough cut, I take it directly to Submagic and I add captions, which are all pre-animated. I add my B-roll inside Submagic, and as you can see there, I even add a bunch of overlay transitions over the top. I also add music and zoom in, zoom outs, and a bunch of little tedious things that would just take a bunch of fiddling inside Premiere. So when I load up Submagic, the first thing I do is I click on generate captions, and I actually import the clip directly from my computer. This literally just loads it up so I can generate some captions. But we're going to be able to do a ton more once we're inside the editor. So I usually start with the captions initially. This is what Submagic blew up for. Obviously, we can pick between all the different styles. My favorite styles by far are more so the like aesthetic looking ones where they pop up at different areas in the video, and also they add a nice little drop shadow to the back of it. So my go-to usually is like Kelly 2, but they're constantly dropping new subtitle styles. So for the purpose of this video, I'm gonna mess around with this style because I think it's really clean. Now we've got our subtitles in there. Everything looks pretty good. I might at the end go in and adjust the timing of some of the subtitles. Obviously we can move them around. We can change the color of them. We obviously have complete control over these, but let's come back to that in a second. I'm actually gonna jump over to B-roll. There's a few different types of B-roll here that we can use, as you'll see in a moment. But first off, AI is just going to break the video down into the individual scenes. It does a really good job of this, and because it has access to the transcript, it knows exactly what we're saying. So first off, let me play this clip to you just with the captions so you can see the base that we're starting with. That's what it feels like to edit on a slow computer. When I was 19, I was working for this History Channel in a $190 a month office on an industrial estate. And one day I had a super tight deadline and the client was blowing up my phone, but the software crashed. I tried again, it got to 75%, and boom, the software crashed again. So as you can see right there, fun short. This has a good hook because I literally smashed a TV in the hook just to grab people's attention, and we've bought ourselves a bit of time. But if the video gets boring from here on out, the viewer will still click off. Doesn't matter how great of a hook we have, we need to hold their attention. And the way we're going to do that is with B-roll that tells the story of this kind of funny moments, back in the day story I'm telling. Now, I'm just going to click on add media on this particular scene. I'm talking about working in a crappy office on an industrial estate, and I'm going to go ahead and press B-rolls. Having access to Submagic gives you access to Storyblocks. So we actually can click through the Storyblocks videos, or we could AI generate some videos ourselves, or on top, we can also use images, and at the same time, we can use our own B-roll library. So I've already pre-imported a video of my office back in the day. So I'm just going to go ahead and click this right here, and I'm going to import the B-roll. But I'm not going to stop there. I'm going to press on edit B-roll, and I actually want to change the layout because I think it'd be cool if I'm still on the screen here. So I'm going to press split 35-65 border, and I'm going to pull myself down a little bit just so I am not cut off, as you see right here. I want myself to be somewhat full frame. Let's go ahead and play this and see what it looks like. Month office on an industrial estate. And one day I had a super tight deadline and the client was... So it very cleanly adds a split here. Obviously this would take a little bit of tweaking inside Premiere. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to go through this entire thing, and I'm going to add B-roll everywhere that it makes sense, and then we're going to play this again. So you see, this is the fun part about having AI generated B-roll, and I think Submagic does it so well, is that it uses the transcript to automatically search for and pull clips that are relevant. So here in the script, I'm talking about how a client is blowing up the phone and we've missed a deadline, and it's found like arguably a great clip here. Like the comedic value of this clip is fantastic. You've got a guy on the toilet answering the phone, freaking out on his computer. This visualizes this so well. And then also here, when I'm talking about the render finally going through, we've got a perfect clip of a guy video editing. I absolutely love this. And also here, I'm talking about financing a new PC, and we've got great B-roll for it. Cool. So we've layered in some B-roll. That's a perfect first wave. I want to play this start to finish. However, there's two details that I want to change before we do that. So those details are actually going to be zoom ins and zoom outs. I want to change the zoom in, zoom out. So actually have some keyframes here that are fully automated. And I also want to add a little bit of style to all of the clips I'm using. So I'm just going to click on the zooms. I'm going to do a left zoom for this one because I want the laptop to reveal.
The client was pissed. That old computer completely gave up on me, and
Perfect. I love it. Nice little bit of movement. And let's also go to the layout. And I think I probably want a rounded layout. So we have a little bit of a border around here, and it's just a nice little stylistic detail.
That old computer completely gave up on me, and
Perfect. Same thing here. Steady in looks good. Let's play steady in.
video actually worked. Editing is
Perfect. Love that. Let's play that from the start now and see how it's looking.
That's what it feels like to edit on a slow computer. When I was 19, I was working for this History Channel in a $190 a month office on an industrial estate. And one day I had a super tight deadline and the client was blowing up my phone, but the software crashed. I tried again, it got to 75%, and boom, the software crashed again. It got to 71.9% and it crashed again. My computer crashed, no joke, 18
Let's
times
go.
that day, and I completely missed the deadline. The client was pissed. That old computer completely gave up on me, and I was 19, so I had no savings. So I went home, financed a brand new computer from Curry's PC World on a payment plan, came to work the next day, I plugged it in, clicked render, and the video actually worked. Editing isn't hard, but lag makes it hard. And when a client's blowing up your phone and you've missed the deadline because your PC sucks, it can be really stressful. Get a good PC or else you're gonna feel like this.
Bang. Amazing. Well, hold on, Jack. This is still looking a little bit on the simple side. Whoa. Catch yourself. Let's take it to another level. So what I want to do is, first off, I need to add a hook title to this. So let's press on add hook title. In short form content, most people watch without the sound, which means having a nice big caption that states the payoff they're going to get from this video and like what it's about massively increases watch time. So it's automatically generated us a hook caption. It says how crashing a computer cost me my job. Now, not 100% accurate. So we're going to change up the caption a little bit. So I'm going to go for something simple like this. This is a sign to upgrade your PC. Funny viral caption. All I want to do is I want to find out what the timestamp of the first caption that comes in is, which is at 2:12. So I'm literally just going to make sure this title lasts for the first 2 seconds of the clip.
That's what it feels like to edit on a slow computer. When I was 19, I was working.
There we go. Elite. There's a couple more things that need to happen here. We need to do transitions. So all we have to do to add transitions is click this little button in the middle. It's going to transition from scene 1 to scene 2. My favorite transition here is the fire wipe. There are a bunch of them, but for me, I like something that's subtle. Fire wipe 1 is my favorite. Let me show you how it looks.
That's what it feels like to edit on a slow computer. When I was 19, I was working for this History Channel in a $190 a month office on an industrial estate.
I love this. This is looking fantastic, especially this scene right here. Looks epic. So let's just go through and let's add a ton of different transitions in and out wherever they make sense. Anytime we transition in and out of B-roll, we have ourselves a light leak / glitch effect happening in between the two different transitions. It also adds a sound effect. We can change the sound effect if we want, but Submagic knows what it's doing. It's trained on these sound effects, so I just leave it with the default sound effect. The only thing I will do sometimes is I will click and I will up the volume a little bit. Now, there's a couple final things I want to do. First, I want to add some music, and then second, I also want to mess around with magic zooms. Magic zooms are going to simulate normal keyframe zoom in, zoom outs, which are great for just high impact moments and just really reinforcing the emotion in a moment. So I'm actually going to start with magic zooms. I'm just going to literally press magic zooms, and it's going to place different zooms throughout the project. Some of them I'm going to take away, some of them I'm going to keep. Let's go through scene by scene and see which ones we want, which ones we don't. Okay, cool. It's looking super good now. We've got a bunch of zoom in, zoom outs, whether it's just the pre-animations that we did to some of the B-roll clips or any clips that you'll see in a second where I emphasize something, and as you saw right there, it jumps into my phone, it jumps out, it even does a slow keyframe zoom in or just a hard jump cut in, and it just adds some nice energy to the clip. As I move around, it's simulating the movement and it's exaggerating the motion with some zoom ins and some punch outs. Now, the moment we've all been waiting for, music. Let's go and add some music. This does have a full music library. Again, I believe courtesy of Storyblocks, as you can see right here. However, I'm just literally going to search by mood. I'm going to go for mystery and let's see what pops up. I'm going to go for the dark ambient up here. I'm going to press add, and I want to bring this up a little bit, probably to maybe around the 20% mark. So let's go ahead and play our video start to finish right now with audio on, with sound effects, with zoom ins, with zoom outs, with transitions, and also finally now with music. Let's see, what have we created here? What does it look like?
That's what it feels like to edit on a slow computer. When I was 19, I was working for this History Channel in a $190 a month office on an industrial estate. And one day I had a super tight deadline and the client was blowing up my phone, but the software crashed. I tried again, it got to 75%, and boom, the software crashed again. It got to 71.9% and it crashed again. My computer crashed, no joke, 18 times that day, and I completely missed the deadline. The client was pissed. That old computer completely gave up on me, and I was 19, so I had no savings. So I went home, financed a brand new computer from Curry's PC World on a payment plan, came to work the next day, I plugged it in, clicked render, and the video actually worked. Editing isn't hard, but lag makes it hard. And when a client's blowing up your phone and you've missed the deadline because your PC sucks, it can be really stressful. Get a good PC or else you're gonna feel like this.
I love that. We've made a fantastic clip and we've done it all inside Submagic. If I wanted to, I can go into the colors and I can start doing some changes. For example, if I felt it was too blue, I could pull it over to the warmer side. I can also do the opposite. I can make it cooler if I wanted to. However, I already pre-graded this clip ages ago, so I don't personally need to do any color correction to this. However, you absolutely can if you want to. So I'm just gonna come up here to export and I'm gonna get my video. So if you're editing short form content and you wanna move quick and save time on a bunch of the tedious, monotonous tasks that go into it, whether it's for yourself or whether it's for clients, Submagic is the tool I'd recommend. Big shout out to Submagic for sponsoring today's video. This is a tool that I pay for myself anyways, and it's really my go-to for anything related to short form content. You can grab it in the top line of the description. If you purchase through my link, you'll support the channel and it's much appreciated. But before you go, here's the main takeaway that I want you to get from this video. The editors who are going to win over these next 2 years, this AI boom we're in right now, are not the editors who learn every single new trick of the book in Premiere or After Effects. They're the ones who figure out which part of the workflow they are not needed in, just like we showed you here, and ruthlessly automate those parts so they don't have to do them. Just the subtitling work, probably the thing we overlooked in this video because it was just so simple. That alone could have taken me easily 45 minutes to an hour, whereas the entire video from start to finish didn't even take me that, with every process involved. Speed is absolutely a skill now, and the time you save on monotonous, boring tasks that, let's just kind of face it, you probably didn't love doing anyways, can now be put into other parts of the video that make it even better. If you guys enjoyed the video, grab Submagic, top line of the description, and click this video. It's going to start playing next. It's a great continuation from what we were talking about here. It's going to start playing in 3, 2, 1. See you there.